Professor Kerry Brown, welcome to the Press Club Brussels. Now you're here today, obviously, as part of your efforts to promote your latest book, which I believe is called President Z. Do you want to tell me a little bit about the book, what it entails, what you think it covers in terms of this particular premiere?
Yeah, so it's partly a biography of Xi Jinping. So it's called CEO China. So that gives part of its argument away that Xi Jinping, the current president and party secretary, runs China a bit like a company. But it's also a look at the kind of political climate in China at the moment. It looks at the kinds of bureaucratic system, the people around Xi Jinping, and the kind of political imperatives. Any system in the world has political challenges at the moment, and so this is trying to talk about the Chinese political system in the way that we talk about the European or the American system.
What in particular has attracted you to writing extensively about Xi Jinping?
I just was sort of aware that there's lots and lots of writing about our politics, domestic European or American politics, and yet there's not so much writing about Chinese politics and trying to write about Chinese politics in the way that we'd write about our own politics. So this is an attempt to kind of create a story about China at the moment, about why it's important, about what way its politics runs, and also an attempt to really get under the skin of Chinese politics through looking at the people, their backgrounds, and then the things that they have to achieve in order to say that they've been successful in the next 5 to 10 years.
China has certainly been described of late as being a cauldron. It's a cauldron of social entrepreneurship. Obviously, big business is increasingly investing there. China seems to be moving its, if you like, tendrils further and further out into the world. Do you feel that this is perhaps one of the most interesting times, therefore, in recent history as far as China is concerned? And how well do you think Donald Trump will get on with the country?
So on the first, it is a hugely important moment of transition. So China will want to be a middle-income country by 2021. That's the 100th anniversary of the Communist Party of China being founded. So that's a very portentous moment, and it's one that's sort of heavy with symbolism. So the next 5 years, I think, are going to be really, really critical. And all sorts of things about the transition of the Chinese economy and trying, to kind of create a more service sector-orientated, higher consuming, more urban economy are going to have profound impact in China and the world around it because of the importance of the Chinese economy in the world. I think for Xi Jinping and his leaders around him, Trump's election was a big surprise. It was to everyone. I think it offers very different kinds of opportunities. The first is, I think that they'll find it very unpredictable, as we all will. But I think that they will also find the lack of experience of Trump and the people around him will give them big challenges because they'll be pushed into the forefront. They've already had to say things about the climate change, Paris Agreement, and so in a sense they're taking a leadership position which they're not going to be, I think, super happy about because in a sense they like to kind of sort of stay behind and not push themselves forward. But it will also create possibly a vacuum in Asia, and that's some space which they will want to fill, the South and East China Sea in particular, or even about Taiwan, where they obviously want to have reunification. But it will also create challenges where people expect things from them that I don't think that they're ready to give at the moment. So I think that they're aware that this is a hugely complicated moment. It's not just that they're going to win or they're going to lose. They're in a very different position as a result of Trump's election.